everybody. I'm Greg.
And I'm Katie. Welcome to the Meeple Society. Today we are on episode 105, part 10 of the T's.
We'll have one more after this.
Two. We have two more after this. Yes, this is by far our largest letter, which is kind of to be expected. All right, but before we get started, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, you know, all the good stuff.
And if you want to follow us on social media, click the link below and it'll take you to all of our social media.
All right.
Okay, 13 games, right?
Yes, I think we're at 13 games on this one.
Okay, well, let's start with this one. Yep, Trapper Keeper.
Gen
How
X,
many of you guys have one of them?
This is a Gen X icon.
Mm-hmm.
Only picture a little bigger.
Well, Gen X. Boomers had it too, because my brothers and sisters had them.
Okay, late boomers, early Gen
Okay, there you
Xers.
go.
How's that?
Okay, that's fine.
We're on the early Gen Xer side. But, okay, so this one was a callback to another time. Mm-hmm. All right, so the way this one plays, and I love the way they did this. This is such a cute game. It was so well done for what it is. All right, so everybody gets their little folder. So you have your big binder that you hold everything in, right? Okay. Well, everybody also gets their little miniature Trapper Keeper folder that you put all of your homework and all of your assignments and your parent reports and your detention slips and all that kind of stuff goes into your little Trapper Keeper. All right, so the way this game is played, it is played very similar to, same kind of mechanic as Cat Lady, if you're familiar with that one at all. There are a number of cards all laid out on the table, and they are laid out in a 3x3 grid. Mm-hmm. So on your turn, you can take any row or column. So basically, these are all just laid out in stacks, like so. And there's a specific number in each stack, actually. In stacks with the top one turned over. Now on your turn, you have three choices. You can take one full row, I guess that's a column, one full column, one full row, or you can take any three combination matching the pattern shown on the bell card. And a new bell card is flipped over each turn. So the next one is going to be that, and then that. And you only play 5 rounds, if I remember correctly. Mm-hmm. So you're only going to ever see 5 of these dozen cards. So on my turn, I would take a row or a column. Okay, or I could follow this pattern. Now, there are different types of cards. There are report cards that in order to get a point for it, you have to match it up with a signature card, which is right here. So I would want both of these at some point in time. And there's multiples in the deck, of course. Mm-hmm. There are secret notes that score based on how many of them you have, how many unique notes you have. Then there is homework, and homework just simply scores for what it is, but the person, well, that's not true. The person with the most points gets, most pieces of homework in their folder gets 6 points. The second most gets 3. Nobody else gets anything. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Then there are detention. Oh, there's quizzes. There's quizzes. This one's worth 1 point. Some of them are worth a little bit more. Let's see, we talked about homework. There's detention notices. Detention notices are 2 points each. So you do get something for them. But if you were the worst student in school and you have the most of these, you don't get anything for them. So you got to be very careful on how many of them you grab. Then there are field trip notices, which again, it's 4 points if it is paired with a parent signature. You can only have one parent signature per field trip notice or per report card. So this signature couldn't double as both, no matter how much you wanted it to. So what would happen then is I would pick a row or a column. So maybe I don't want a bunch of detention notices, but I like this parent signature, and I'm going to start on the homework game. So I'm going to take these. Once I pick them up, I'm looking now at the doodles on the sides of the card. There's blue doodles and there's red doodles on every card. I have to look at my notebook and decide which side I'm putting these in on, because at the end of the game, the side I put them in on determines what's going to score. I don't think, oh, I actually did get that in there. Doesn't matter, for the sake of the points on the bottom of the card, doesn't matter which side you put them on. You're going to get them all. But for scoring the doodles, I can now score these blue doodles. These red doodles, they don't mean anything to me. I don't get to score those. I score the blue doodles on this secret note. Over here on my parent signature card and my homework card, I'm now scoring the red doodles. The blue doodles mean nothing. And then that's how they stay for the rest of the game until it's time to score. Now the trick is, these don't turn over. Until there is less than three or less cards out there, these do not turn over. So my opponent may decide he doesn't want a detention notice. So he doesn't want to do either of these rows. If he does this pattern, he's going to get a detention notice no matter how he does it, because he can't rotate the pattern. It has to go in this angle. So maybe he's just going to take this row and only take the quiz and the secret note instead and leave it at that. So he only gets 2 cards this round. So you keep going this way until there's only 3 cards left. And once there's only 3 cards left, then you can pull everything up, you turn all the cards over, and the next player has a full panel again to choose from. This keeps happening through 5 rounds. At the end of each round, you flip over a new bell card, and then you play another round. And that new bell card will determine the order, the new pattern you're allowed to pull in outside of the rows or columns. So in this case, I can do this number and pick myself up a detention notice, a secret note, and another piece of homework. Or I could just simply take, oh, that actually is not a bad idea. I could just take this middle row, get a field trip to match that parent signature I picked up last round. I think it's an adorable game. All right, so at the end of the round, you're scoring all of your cards that you picked up. You are scoring all of the doodles, and the doodles now are majority.
Well, that's at the end of the game.
At the end, oh, I'm sorry. Did I say the end of the round? I'm sorry. The end of the game. You're scoring the cards, and then you're scoring all of your doodles. And again, it's all majority. Whoever has the most, whoever has the second most, anybody else doesn't get anything. That's the whole game. It really is such a simple game, and it's so, I don't know, it's nostalgic.
Let's say there's a bunch of games now that does the same thing, though, but like you said, it's a nostalgia thing.
It is. This one
if
is
you
a
didn't have a
nostalgia
Trapper Keeper growing up, this probably won't even interest you.
No,
but
you're right.
You go play Cat Lady or something like that.
I liked Cat Lady. Cat Lady was fine. But I do like this one. I just think they did such a good job on the production of it with the little bitty Trapper Keeper. Oh, I gotta put those cards away too. My little bitty Trapper Keeper folders and the whole binder. And I just think it's, like I said, it's a nostalgia thing. That's for sure. So that is Trapper Keeper. We're going to hold on to it. It doesn't come off the shelf often, but when it does, it's always good for a laugh.
It's a conversational piece, especially
really
with my
is.
brothers and sisters who all had one. So.
Yes. Well, a lot of our friends, too. We played this with my work group because they're all about our age. So, anyway, sticking around. All right.
Okay, next we have transmissions. And we actually got the upgrade kit.
We did. This was that we got it for Kickstarter. We got
the first edition.
We did get the first edition Kickstarter. Then we bought the second edition upgrade pack, which had new tiles in it.
And the new rule book.
And the new rule book, because they did clarify a few things and they replaced some tiles. All right, so here's your board on this guy. The neat thing about this one, this is a worker movement action selection, I guess.
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of, yeah. Everybody has their robot board. And throughout the game, you are trying to pick up tiles, and you're going to start with a couple of them, but you're trying to pick up tiles to fill up your robots. You're going to get points for the ones you fill up. But each of the tiles will give each robot for you a specific ability. And then there's points on some of the item tiles you could pick up.
Because everybody uses the same 4 robots.
Exactly. And that's the key to this one, is everybody uses the same 4 robots. These are the cutest stinking things I think I've ever seen. And the new one came with metal ones.
Yeah,
and I
you can get
decided
metal
I didn't
ones.
want them. I loved these. I don't even
Although
want
the
them painted.
metal ones would probably be more beefier. Yeah, this
God,
just
they-
has a wash on
It
it.
has a patina wash on it, and I couldn't even imagine painting these. I think these are just adorable the way they are.
Because they match what the car is. They're
They
robots.
do. Briefly, how this plays, this is all card play. Everybody has the same 7 cards in their deck. You draw 3. Those are the 3 you have to work from. When you're done with that, when you've made your decision, you put that on the bottom of it. You don't shuffle it back in. You don't put it in a discard pile. You put it on the bottom of the deck. And then you draw another card. And now those are the 3 you have to work from. And what you're doing is you're looking at these cards, and these tell you what actions you have available. This round, I can move this guy, who moves 3 spaces. Doesn't matter where he is. He moves 3 spaces clockwise, and that's as fast as he goes, unless you have a special tile that maybe says he can move faster. But even if Greg has that special tile and he moves 4 for Greg, he still only moves 3 for me because I don't have that tile. So I can move him. I can move this guy, my green guy. He moves 3 spaces also. This guy moves 4, and this little guy, sad little thing, only moves 2. But he can move 3 also. So again, no matter where he is, he moves 3 spaces for me. And then I do the action where he lands. Or I have this card. There are 3 different cards in each deck that just give locations. And this tells me that I can pick up anybody who is sitting over here in the woods. Oops, here, shift that. I can pick up anybody sitting over here in the woods, or I can pick up anybody sitting up here in the energy station. And then I can move them their designated number of spaces, which is outlined.
I have one right here.
Oh, you did? I wondered where the other one went. It's outlined here on the board. Throughout the game, you're picking up engrams, which are these nice beefy little plastic cubes. You're picking up energy up here. The energy helps you buy stuff over here in the market that goes onto your player board. The energy will also help you connect some of your pipes, because there's also a pipeline aspect in this. And in order to connect your pipelines, oh, there we go, you have to have energy to do it. And this is, again, all points at the end of the game.
And that's one of the things they changed in the
It
2.0
is.
rules, that it didn't used to have the energy.
No, it did not used to have energy. But you're paying engrams to pick up the pipes. You're paying engrams to pick up the tiles here. You're picking up the engrams down here in the river or over here in the field.
And special cards that did different things.
Yes, there were special cards that if you had the most of them, and they changed that. In the original rules, if you had the most, you lost 5 points, but now as if you didn't have the most, you gained 5 points.
Yeah.
So they made it a
There's
positive
acorns
instead
on
of a
each card,
negative.
and you keep track of that.
I have always really enjoyed this game. I think it is so cute.
This is another one that you backed and didn't say anything about, and then you started talking about it. I'm like, going,
I didn't say anything about this one, really?
no.
I thought you backed this one. I could have sworn you backed
Did I
this
back
one.
this one? I
Yes.
thought this was one that you
No,
backed.
this is one you were all excited about. And
I don't remember backing it.
Yes. Yes. You backed it. That goes there. Yes, you backed this one. I backed the second edition to get the upgraded tiles and rules. But you backed the original game. I'll bet if you go back and look at your Kickstarter, you'll find it.
Probably.
Probably. So anyway, that is Transmissions. I just think it's so adorable. I love the artwork. I love the pieces. The production value is fantastic. It's actually a really thinky game.
Do we have a playthrough video of that one? I don't remember if we do or not.
I don't know if we do.
Go look and let us know.
I could just put it on the screen right here. I mean, you know.
Or if we
Anyway.
don't, didn't she look really stupid doing that?
Anyway, yeah, I love this game. We're definitely holding on to it. I think it's a very thinky game. I love the fact that I know exactly what I'm going to do, but then on the next, by the time everybody else has taken their turn, the robot I needed to activate something is no longer there. So now this robot that may have given me a special ability, I get an extra engram every time I do this particular thing. I can't use him now, so I can't get that engram I need in order to complete the mission I wanted to complete, the action. I love that thought process. I love that variability, randomness, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, yeah, transmissions, it's sticking around.
Okay. Next we have Criss Cross Poker. This
one, the concept was interesting.
Yes.
I will give it that. I'm not a big poker player. Neither are you, for that matter. But this is everybody's board. Now, there's a whole bunch of tokens in here, and the rules say to just divide them evenly.
Yeah, you got blue tokens and red tokens.
And they don't mean anything different.
Don't mean nothing. So
Yeah.
why weren't they all just one color?
I don't know. I'm not sure on that one. But this is your board. This is each player's board. And during the game, you are essentially setting out cards like so, trying to make poker hands. And I know I'm not going to make a good poker hand here, guys, because it's not even possible when I'm not even looking at the cards. I would be shocked. But you're putting cards into this rack like so.
Well, you just placed a flush.
Did I really?
A royal flush at that.
Oh, because we put the cards in order. We did that when we put it away. We organized to make sure. That was not intended.
Well, there you
Look,
go.
I won.
That row.
But, okay, so what happens? Everybody gets like literally half a deck of cards. And you have to pick up your cards one at a time. You don't know what else is in your hand. You know you have half a deck of cards, so you have some good poker hands in there. You just don't know which half you have. So you're putting out these cards somewhere. It doesn't have to be right here. Maybe I don't know what these were. Maybe I put this way back here and I ruined my flush. Now,
You still have a possible
I
flush.
would have looked at the cards before I did this. I would not have done that. But you're placing the cards in all 25 of these slots. That's the first half of the game. The second half of the game is now betting your hands. So you're betting for hand number one. Hand number one is this row right here. What do I have in this column of cards right here? And then I can bet based on that. Maybe I have nothing, so I'm not going to bet much, that's for sure. Then we move to row 2 and row 3 and 4 and 5. And then finally, is it 6 is the bottom? 6 is the bottom. Yeah. Then suddenly you go across the bottom. Now's where my royal flush is. Nobody knows I have this. So you get the royal flush, and then you go to the second row, and the third row, and the fourth row. So you're betting each of the 5, 10 hands. This is
also a trust game because you don't show them your hand.
Yes, you don't show them your hand. Yeah, that's true. You don't show your hand because then they can see what your other cards are. So I thought it was an interesting premise, but it was not. If I'm going to play poker, and mind you, I don't play poker, I'm just going to play poker. So we're going to let this one go. I did like the premise of it, but it's not something we're ever going to pull off the shelf.
Nope.
I'm not even sure that if we were even still had the other collection active, that we would keep it. You know what I mean?
And it plays up to 4.
Yeah, it plays up to 4 players.
So you have 2 different decks.
Yes. So you shuffle the decks together, and that's just it. You shuffle the decks together, so you could end up with duplicate cards. So yeah, you're getting half a deck, but you might end up with duplicates of something. So interesting game, but we're still going to let it go. Anyway, so yeah, that was Tripoly Criss Cross Poker. All right.
Next we have Triazzle game. 2 to 3 players, ages 8 to adults.
Okay, so this was Tri-ominos, but for kids. Because
was it?
Yeah, this is essentially Tri-ominos, but with a little bit of a twist.
A big twist.
Okay, yeah, a big twist. So
nothing about this says dominoes to me, Tri-ominos to me.
I
just
think
the
it
board.
did, because each player has a set of frogs, like so. You start with all your pieces down here,
and you set them down, but
Yeah.
they all have to match.
Yes, yes, that's true.
Heads have to be on butts, butts have to be on heads.
So each of these pieces is full of either frog heads or frog butts. And
Or the top half of the frog and the bottom half of the frog.
okay, fine, if you want to be politically correct. So you have to line them up when you're setting them down, like so. As you're moving them across the board, you have to line them up. This is where the Tri-ominos comes in. Because if you have something like this already set up, and I'm getting ready to move this, oop, that would not work, I'd have to do that, and I'm moving, it would have to go, see, that piece wouldn't even work right there, neither would that piece. I need one with a butt on it. There we go. It'd have to be like this. And I'm getting ready to move this guy. I have to be sure he's going to fit up here, because I couldn't put this guy here because I'd have two heads together, and that doesn't work.
Yeah, but you could
so it's a
put him over
Tri-ominos
here
thing.
or
I
over
could
there.
have, but I'm trying to get this way.
Yes, I know, but
So
you got to go whatever route you can
The
take.
whole goal is that all your pieces are lined up down here, all nice and neat, if you can hopefully see that. And there's more in the bag still. And you're trying to, one by one, work your way across. And you have to pick up a piece from something that's attached and keep working your way across. That one doesn't work at all. I can't use that one.
It works right. Oh,
No, it doesn't. That's all heads. So I'd have to come this way and go with here. And then now I could move this one over here. And then I could move this guy over here. And you keep doing that until you can get all your pieces lined up in the triangle on the other side of the board.
And you got to match up. There's
yes.
There's frogs over there, so
Pre-printed.
you got to match them up too.
So it's a little tricky. I mean, it's not hard. By any stretch, it's not hard. But that's for an adult. This game is geared
8 and up.
toward 8 and up. Okay, I could see an 8-year-old even figuring this out easily. I thought it was really cute. We are going to let it go, though. We've kept a number of children's games, but I just don't think this one would come off very often. We don't have unfortunately, a lot of young children in our
We
lives.
don't have grandkids.
No, not yet. Someday maybe. But we're going to let this one go. I'm hoping that I can find somebody that will really enjoy it. I think it's a very interesting game for kids. Yeah, very cute one. Anyway, that is Triazzle. Keeps you hopping heads over tails. Okay, but cute little game. All right. And
Now we have
now
Tri-ominos.
Tri-ominos. Okay, guys.
The reason I said that does not remind me of Tri-ominos because you don't move the
Well, no,
Tri-omino
I know.
once you
You
place
don't
it down.
move them. The Tri-ominos aspect in that one is having to match up on three
Okay.
sides, which is what you
You
have to.
have to match up on three sides. You only match up on one side.
Well, yes, but you have to. But if you're laying up against
Right.
something else,
Yes.
they all have to match.
Okay.
You can't just put two butts together or two heads together. You can't move a tile into a slot where it's not going to fit. Anyway.
But you're not scoring at the time either. So
No.
The only thing is you're
Yes, you're mad. And that's what I said.
You're little putting it down. Is that?
And that's what I said.
We're not moving these.
That's what I said. Okay. Tri-ominos. Everybody starts with a certain number. I want to say it was 6. Maybe it was more.
Nine each
Well,
for two
it
players.
depends on the number of
Yes.
players. Okay, that makes sense. So you start off with so many, depending on the number of players. The person with the highest triple goes first. For the total sum of your tile. So in this case, 12 points, yes. Because then the next person would lay down, and I have no double fours
So you'd
out.
have to draw.
So you'd have to draw. So if you can't lay down, and this
You
is where the
draw
key is, you
until
draw
you get something.
until you find something, yes. So I would keep drawing, obviously not a whole handful at once.
There you go.
Until I got a couple fours, and then I would lay that down. And then I could stop drawing. But now I would score the number on my tile, the total numbers on my tile. So in this case, I would score 11. And then the next person goes. So now they have a 3 and a 4, or here we go. Here's a 4, 3 right there. So now he only scores 7 though. I feel like it should be the numbers you matched up against, but you know, that's just me. So you keep doing this until somebody runs out of tiles. If you can't place and all your tiles are hidden so nobody sees what you have, but if you can't place, you draw a tile. And you keep drawing until you can place. Now the scoring does say for every tile you have, you grab out of the well, as they call it, which is just a face down pile. We threw a bag into our copy. You lose 5 points. There are other ways to gain some points along the way, but for the most part, that's it. You're building a pattern out on the board, and the first player out of tiles wins. So, I've always loved this one. This it's still, I like this more than dominoes. I feel like this one just has a little more thinkiness involved than dominoes does to me. And we had quadrominos. I think we got rid of it because I like Tri-ominos better. So, but anyway, that is Tri-ominos, and we are going to hold on to this one, I think. Well, as the box
Find a better
says,
copy of it.
it's a classic. That's true. I would not mind finding a better copy. This poor copy has seen
Well, you got it from Goodwill.
has seen a lot of love. Let's put it that way. Anyway, we're gonna hold on to it. All right.
Okay, so we'll stick in the triangle thing. We have Tri-Trac. Exciting two-player tactical game.
I think I lost this game in 5 minutes.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. Okay. So the way this one works, everybody has all these little pieces, and the pieces are designed to go onto the board in a very specific way. The goal is you have to get your pieces, you have to put your pieces down in such a way that they are connecting two arrows together, whether the same color or different colors, doesn't matter. They have to connect, and every one makes a path. So you're having to put these down in such a way that, if I can find the oranges, that they will connect, there we go, over, maybe, I don't know if I did this right. Oh yeah, and the white one ends up in, the white one starts out in the middle somewhere. Yeah. And then, see, there we go. I made a path.
If only it was that easy.
If only it was that easy. Because on your turn, you can place one, you can move one of your own, or you can move the white one because the white one moves around. Oh, that's true. You can also just pick it up and pivot if it's in the center. Up here on the edges, though, you can't pivot them. They're made to go in a specific way. If you put them in wrong, they don't set right. So you have to put them in a specific way. So there's no way to pivot the edges, but you can pivot a center one so that it no longer makes a path.
You can move them, but you gotta.
Yeah.
Or you can pivot.
Yeah. I just thought it was. It's a cute game. It's a very interesting little strategy game.
It was a fast game.
Like I said, I lost in 5 minutes. So
Was it that long?
I don't even. Yeah, I don't think it took that long. You figured it out very fast. And yeah.
Well, I
anyway.
read the directions and taught the game before you were even in the room.
So we need a rematch right now? We'll probably play it right now on air.
No.
No? Okay.
I don't want to embarrass you a second time.
Whatever. Anyway, we are going to let this one go. I mean, for an abstract strategy, I feel like we've got some that are just so much better. So we're gonna let this guy go. All right.
The Traverse, the 20th anniversary edition.
I've never seen this game before. I picked this up in Goodwill.
Well, apparently at that point in time, it had been out for 20 years.
Oh, okay.
And this rule book says 2007.
That means it came out in 87? Well, I mean, this is an abstract strategy. I guess I can see that.
Which means it's almost 40 years.
Okay. With Traverse, everybody has these unique playing pieces. Well, you have four different styles of playing pieces. Essentially, everybody starts in their home row, and you're trying to get to the other person's row. Each piece has its own move rules, which is outlined here on every side of the board. For example, the square can move one space each direction orthogonally. The circle can move, let me see, the circle can go any direction, any of the 8 sections, one space in any of the 8 directions. Put my square back out there. The diamond can go just diagonally. So he can go diagonally. Now he can't go backwards because he can't land on his own piece. And then the triangle, but it would be a jump. I'm coming back to jumps. The triangle can go, the triangle's a little weird. It can go diagonally forward, basically the direction his little triangles are pointing. Diagonally forward or straight backwards, and that's it. You can, like I said, the object is to get to the opponent's side. You can jump over pieces, your own or other pieces. So if I had managed to get this like so, and again, you still have to move in the correct movement. So if I had done, maybe I had done that. I was sitting like that, and my diamond is right here. I can go, well, nope, that will not work. It has to go this way. And maybe my diamond started right here. I could jump, because he can move forward diagonally. I can jump that way. Now, he could not jump because he can only move forward or backwards or side to side, but he can't move diagonally. But if this was here, he could move in like so. So you can jump, and you can jump your way across the board. You can jump even once you get into the home row, so that you can make space for getting somebody else into the right location. That's the whole game. It's just a 4-player chess game where the whole goal is to get across the board with unique playing pieces that have their own special movement rules.
Yeah, did you lose this one too?
I probably did, yes. Okay, so Traverse. I love the playing pieces. I think the pieces are gorgeous. I love the colors they used. Unfortunately, the board is starting to show some wear. It's starting to bubble up in a couple places. I think we're going to let this one go too. I just don't ever see it coming off of our shelf. But I did find it an interesting game. So, but anyway, yeah, Traverse. All right.
Trek 12.
Trek 12. This is a roll and write. There's actually I don't want to call it a legacy, a campaign mode in this.
Yeah, because you got envelopes you open up and different things come out, and even more maps come out.
Yes, see, look at this. We haven't even started the legacy section. Or not legacy, I'm sorry, campaign mode. Someday we will play the campaign mode, but in the meantime, there they sit. So, the way this one runs, you've got expeditions. I'm sorry, it's still a campaign. So the way this one runs, and this is part of the campaigns. I'm not going to explain the campaign here at all, but the expedition mode.
Thank you. Call it by its real name.
I know. All right, so we get through all of our used boards. There we go. There's three different.
It says Trek mode, expedition mode, and free solo mode. So if you just wanted to play solo mode, could you get the game for free then?
Do that. Okay, so the way this one plays, there are 3 different maps that come with the game, and you can play any one of the 3 individually or in the expedition mode. So the way this plays, though, and they do rate them as far as which one is the easier, which one's harder. You roll a dice, and you have a couple of choices on each die. Now, up in the corner, there is a little graph here, and you can use each one of these suggestions once until you run out of them, because you're going to end up putting 15 numbers here, and there's 16 options here. So what happens is you roll the dice. You're going to do one of 4 things in order to determine the number you're going to put on your board. You are going to either take the lower of the 2 numbers, you're going to take the higher of the 2 numbers, and I'm sorry, I cannot count. You're going to do one of 5 things. You're going to subtract the 2 numbers, in which case I'd still have a 3. I'm going to add the 2 numbers. This is a bad example because I would still have a 3. Or I'm going to multiply the 2 numbers, in which case I would have a 0. This is a bad example. So here we go.
That's better. A 5 and a 3.
So if I had a 5 and a 3, the lowest number is a 3. The highest number is a 5. If I subtract them, I have a 2. If I add them, I have an 8. And if I multiply them, I have a 15. I'm probably not going to use the 15, to be honest. So what you can do here is take whichever number you decide. You mark off one row here in that one of the rows.
One box.
One box. I'm sorry.
You mark off all the rows, you're in trouble.
I know. You mark off one box in that row of whichever one you decided to use, and then you have to put that number somewhere in your grid. Now the key is the next number you place. Oh, I have a 6 or a 0, or 6 or a 0 or a 0. I still have a 6 or a 0. Depending on what I chose before, that 6 has to go right next to the last one I just placed. So you're basically starting in one location and building off of it. The goal being you're either trying to get all of the same number so that you have a whole bunch of sixes together, or you're trying to get a building, a chronological number, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. And the longer you can make that path, the better results you're going to get at the end of the game, the better score you're going to get. At the end of the game, you're scoring up how many of the sets you have, how many of
Links.
all one number, the links. What is they called? They're called links. And
Oh no, you took the rolls from me.
you're being silly. But you're going to score all of your links. That's the consecutive numbers. And you're going to score all of your, why can't I remember what that's called?
Fixed lines, map zones.
Map zone. You're going to score all your map zones. That's the one where every number is the same.
Then your bonuses and your penalties.
Yes. And then if you have any that cannot link up to one or the other, those are their penalties. And you can have multiple map zones. You can have multiple links. You're going to score all of your links, all of your map zones, and then you're going to get a bonus based on your largest one.
There's
Like
other.
most roll and writes, this is a thinky one.
Yeah.
For sure. Especially, it's easy to, the first few rolls are simple. You
And
get
there's
down to
mods
those
you can
last
put in
few.
to add to it, like
Yeah.
equipment and climbers. And
Yes. I really like this one.
Yep.
I do enjoy this one. Until we had not played it in a while when we pulled it off to play it a few weeks ago. And I'd forgotten how much I really enjoyed it. I'm definitely looking forward to digging into the expansion, or to the expedition mode.
Yes.
Anyway, Trek 12, I'm going to stick around a while. We've got a lot more to play in this one. So I like it. 1 to 20. Okay. Is players written upside down? Is that just me? Like, what the heck?
Yep, it is.
The rest of it's right side up,
This side's right.
but it's
Just
like
that
the
one
1
is.
to 20 players is totally inverted. It's upside down. Oh, that is hysterical.
You'll have
I'll take a picture of this. That is so weird. Okay, wow. Okay. Yeah, the rest of them are fine, but that one is, and that says 1 to 50.
1 to 50. 1 to 50. 1 to 50.
Maybe it is supposed to be 1
The
to 50.
whole thing's upside down.
Okay, and that's why it looks like a 20.
And that says 1 to 50.
Okay, so it's 1 to 50 players.
It's just that one is upside down.
It's like they literally just, wow. Okay, anyway, we're going to hold on to this one.
Maybe it's worth a lot of money.
Maybe, I don't know.
Try Spy.
We actually had to restart this one because the rules were not 100% clear. And then we realized, okay, that's what they meant. All right. So this one starts out like so. And you start off with, the goal is to go through the whole deck of cards. When you cannot place a card, that ends the game. You start off with 3 cards on each side. And the goal is, everybody's acting at the same time. There's no turns in this. The goal is you have to move one piece. Move one piece and make this pattern work. Make it work with what's out here. So, for example...
Stop. Oh, no, it's backwards.
Oh, no, you can't have backwards. So when you think you found something, you have to say stop. And then you can do the move, take the card, replace the card, and everybody keeps going again. And you keep doing that until you can't replace a card. Now, there is an option where if one, and you're still looking, aren't you? If everybody agrees there's no way to do it in one move, then whoever brought that up can attempt to do one in 2 moves, take the card, and then play continues as normally.
Here's one with no move.
There is, yeah, right there. But to get one of these in 1 move,
Yep.
you got it?
It's just backwards again.
Got it. No, it's backwards. Darn it. Usually it's not this hard, I promise. We were flying through it pretty fast. But it's hard when you first start out. once you get these guys moved around and they're all over
easier
the
to get
board,
going, yeah.
then yeah, at that point it becomes a lot easier to see the patterns. I was actually kind of shocked how easy it was to see those patterns once we got moving. And I probably didn't line anything up at all, did I?
Not really.
Yes, I did. Right there. One. Right there.
Mm.
1, 2,
Yep.
3. I take the card, and then that is where the board stays for the next one. And
And
it
you put another
just
card
keeps
out.
going. Yes, you put another card out, and then you just keep going like this.
Mm-hmm.
This plays, I think, 8 players. I can't even imagine, 6 players. I kind of want to hold on to this one in the other room because I feel like this is a good opening game or end of the night game just to kind of wrap up,
Yeah.
just to get people warmed up. You know what I mean? So I think we're going to hold on to this one for that reason. I kind of want to play this with 6 players. You know what I mean?
Jesus.
I know. Could you imagine? All right. That is Tri-Spy, and I think I'm going to hold on to this one for just a little bit. I kind of want to see how it's going to play with more people.
Okay. We have Tsuro.
Tsuro. Okay.
I never read that up on top. What does that say? The Game of the Path.
The Game of the Path. Okay. So we've taught this to a lot of people.
A lot of people.
It is
Some
literally,
people caught on to how to play it. Some people had no idea. Still,
the basic rules are literally a sentence. Stay on the board. That's all you got to do. Stay on the board. So, and that's how we've explained it to a lot of people. That's always the first sentence we say. No matter what you do, stay on the board. Because if you fall off the board, you're out of the game. Simple as that. So here's your board. And we've actually got 2 sets of colors because one of the, I want to say it was
the Phoenix Rising.
Phoenix Rising came with the extra colors, the bright, which I'm going to use one of the bright colors just so it shows up on camera better. So we're going to use this bright yellow. How's that? So the idea with this.
Not pink. Yellow kind of blends in.
Okay, then I will use the bright. The pink was at the very bottom. There we go.
Green.
Use the green. Okay, we'll use both. How's that?
Okay.
Pink and
Well,
green.
I don't want to be by you.
So each player starts with 3 cards, and then the rest of the cards are all sitting off to the side of the board.
And you start your piece on one of the little white lines.
Yep, you start your piece on a white line, and on your turn, you lay down a tile. Simple as that, and you follow the piece, and then that's the end of your turn. And you keep doing this until something forces you off the board. Once you're off the board, you're out of the game. You're just going to keep going. See, I was giving examples. See, there we go. I could have done that one and gone this way. You draw a new tile up, so you always have 3 tiles in your hand. When there's no more tiles in the stack, then one person gets, oh, another tile. One person gets the dragon token, and that simply means when somebody's out of the game, their tiles get redistributed starting with this person, and then the dragon token moves. And you keep doing this until something forces you to drop off the board. So, like here, oh look, it's my turn. What tile am I going to lay? Nothing that's going to talk. Oh, that would be bad. I don't have that tile, but there's another way to exit the game is if something happened where 2 players run into each other, then both those players are out of the game. But I didn't have that tile. There we go. I could do that one. And that would send immediately, as soon as I lay the tile, Greg continues on his path, I continue on my path, and now it's his turn, and I'm no longer at his mercy. That's the whole game. You just keep going until there's only 1 player left. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. It's such a simple game. I do enjoy this game.
Now we have 2 other versions.
And we do, yes. So, let's put this one away, and we'll dig out the next one.
Tsuro. Then there is Tsuro of the Sea.
Tsuro of the Sea is the exact same concept. I have a cat playing with my side.
You can play this version with it or play the...
Yes, so Tsuro of the
Other
Seas, exactly. You can take out the extra pieces and just play straight face Tsuro. Mm-hmm. But the artwork is a little bit different. What do you want, Bucky? The playing pieces now, instead of stones, are ships. So you have these gorgeous ships, and you also have a couple dice with this one.
That's if, yeah, when you're doing the new version of this one.
We'll give you white. Maybe that'll stand out a little better than the dark blue on here. Okay, so same concept. Only now I have sea monsters involved. And I think at the start
That's
of the
the stack
game...
of the sea monsters.
that the stack of
there's
sea
a certain
monsters?
amount come in, and that's what the dice is for, because that's where they go.
Right,
Like 1,
right.
5, so a sea monster would go right there.
There you go. I couldn't remember how they got laid out, but it's based on player count. You put out the sea monsters at the start of every turn. So, and again, maybe you've got 4 or 5 of these guys. Oh, that's not a ton.
You only start with like a couple of them.
Yeah, you only start with a few of them out.
There's more here.
There, yeah. Okay, so at the start of every turn, the active player rolls 2 dice. On a roll of 6, 7, or 8, I rolled an 8, all of the sea monsters move. You roll 1 single die to determine how they move. So on a roll of a 6, nothing would happen anyway, because none of them move on a 6. But on a roll of anything else, now you follow the numbers on here. So there's a black number in the top of each corner. This is the order in which they move. So this guy would move first, and there are a couple of them that are doubled up. There's 2 of each number, but some are silver arrows, some are gold arrows, so you always do the gold first. So anyway, this guy here would move first. On a 4, he would move this way. Well, if my tile is sitting right here, I'm in trouble because I can't go now. But this guy here would move this direction. This guy here would move this direction, and this guy here would turn, would just rotate. So each one of them has a series of numbers and arrows on the tiles. So after that's done, then I would lay my tile and I would proceed. And I'm hopefully going to play something that's going to get me going the opposite direction of this monster that's right next to me now. And then the next player would go and roll the dice, see what happens with the sea monsters. Now, if this sea monster if he rolled it where it moved on a 5 and it came this way, I'm now out of the game. Same thing as far as falling off the board, but now you also have to worry about running into these sea creatures.
And this one actually has an expansion. I believe it adds like cannons and stuff like that to be able to fight the monsters. Yes, we have it. It's underneath here. We have not played it.
We have never played it though. Yeah.
So this one ramps up the gameplay.
It does. You have to worry about not only each other, but now you have to worry about those creatures as well. All right, that is Tsuro. Yeah, I know. I don't know how that happened, but I need to repair that. Okay.
Then we have Tsuro Phoenix Rising.
All right, this is the one we actually bought on Kickstarter.
Yes, we actually kickstarted this one.
And got the upgrades for that one too. Yeah, yeah, we did. We went to the release party of this one. I do love this rice paper they put in all of these. It's very pretty. All right, this one is more tile based. I'm going to move this for a second just so I can. Okay, this one is tile based. And they do clip together, but I'm not going to go to the trouble of clipping them right now. And then you start off with the whole center all filled in like so. And it's all random. Not all these lines match up. Some of them do. But you start off with the whole center filled in. The whole idea with this one is that you are still moving around the board. You're placing tiles on the edges when you run into an edge that can't be done. You can flip a tile that's in the middle to continue a line where you're sitting. Because now you have these, and I'll use it again, we have the bright colors on this one too. But, come on. You stop when you get to the edge of a line. And now you have to, on your next turn, flip a tile so that that line will continue. There are lanterns placed out throughout the board based on some of these little lantern symbols. And the idea is you're picking up these lanterns and moving them. But as you're picking them up to move them, you're getting stars. The first person to a certain set number of stars is the winner of the game. It's less likely you're going to fall off the board in this one. Matter of fact, if you do, I think you just restart someplace else. the whole goal of this one is gathering points. As you cross over a lantern, you can't stop on the lantern. It's when you leave the tile.
When you leave the tile, yes.
When you leave the tile with the lantern on it, you pick the lantern up, you
but
move it
if you
to
move
another
through
one.
an area where there's one,
Then you pick it up. Yeah, so it's possible to get a couple of stars on a
Yeah,
turn.
because you're trying to set up to get as many lanterns as you can, because that's more points, and like I said, most points wins.
Yes. Yeah, this one, like I said, it's less likely you're going to fall off the board here, because once you enter the center, you stop at the edge of the board, and then you have to continue. You have to place a tile to continue. So, all right, that was the big difference in this one. Of these three, we decided we don't. Hold on. Nope, it goes this way. Of these three, we decided we don't need 3 Tsuro games. They all basically play very similar.
This one's a little different.
This one is very different. But to be honest, this has never been our favorite.
No.
I feel like this one added complication just for the sake of making it different. I love the base Tsuro.
Yes.
Love it. We're going to keep this one because you can still play base Tsuro with it.
Yeah.
You just take out the monster tiles. It's otherwise exactly the same game. So as difficult as that decision is, these two are going to leave the collection. We're going to pass them on, and we're just going to hold on to Tsuro of the Seas. All right.
And last but not least,
You always save the big one for last.
well, it's down there. Trismegistus.
Trismegistus.
The ultimate formula. This one just had a Kickstarter.
Yes.
It's a second edition of it. And I think they kind of streamlined it a little bit. I
Did
don't
they?
remember. I didn't follow it because I had this and I had not played it yet. It was still in shrink. I finally played it solo
Yeah.
and then finally got you to play it.
I enjoyed this game much more than I thought I would. That's for sure. There is a lot of pieces to this one. I do kind of want to dig out the board so you can see it.
The boards are on the very
But
bottom.
the board's on the very bottom, so
maybe you show
not.
a picture of it.
There you go. Well, I can at least pull this out. This is a player board. So here's your player board. So the idea with this game is it is I don't even want to call it a worker placement. It's a drafting. You're drafting dice of a specific power from the board, and they're going up here, and that tells you how many actions you're going to get with that die before it falls off. And what that dice is determines other actions here and on the board. There's ways to pick up, well, no, these are the tiles that you're using.
That go up here to start off. And as you do one of the actions, they'll drop down, they'll go in here, they're going to cover up, you're going to get different things.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
It's basically all about making potions and getting the potions put out for the most points.
There are potion cards that you're trying to pull off of the main board.
Yeah, you're mixing different...
And you're mixing different things in order to create the potions. Yes, that's right. And there's different tiles down here that are giving you various benefits.
When you use, like, if I was to move along this track here to make this into that... Then whatever's here, I get to use that power.
Yeah. There was a lot to
There
this
is
one.
so much to this. I really want to get this back out to the
I
table.
do
I'd love
too.
to see what the new version of it changed.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, this one was always on my list to play. Finally got it, but it sat on the shelf for about a year or two before we even actually opened it up.
Well, we opened it and we did this to it.
Yeah.
That's as far as we got. Now, I don't know why we never played this one. It's
Because
not
you
like,
kept telling me, well, we'll play it in the teas.
Well, I mean, yes, but at the same time, we've played a lot of other games not in the correct letter. We just pull them off the shelf and play them.
So we can go ahead and play Vantage right now?
How about we finish the teas at least, and then yes.
The V's are coming. We bought it at Gen Con last year.
All right,
It's gonna be Gen Con before we get to play.
You break out the rule book and read it, and then we'll play it.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, I thought it was a very interesting game.
Yes.
There is a lot going on. There's a lot of ways to victory. And I feel like we did barely scratch the surface on this one.
But there's so much in this game to talk about. And I think, have we talked about this on the podcast?
I don't think we have. I don't think we have. So we may have to play this again, refresh our memory on it, and then talk about it on the podcast. Anyway, yeah, Trismegistus. We need to get a few more plays of this guy in to really, well, I don't even want to say formulate an opinion. I know I like it. To just cement it, if that makes sense. To kind of cement how the different actions in it and stuff. So, yeah, it's a good one. We're going to keep it.
So that is that one. Yeah.
Yeah, so that is it. 2 more to go, guys. 2 more of the T's. We're almost there.
And the last one has a very big epic game in it.
And ironically, that's why we've kind of been stretching out the T's a little bit, is because we know that one's coming and it took a lot to get that one scheduled. So there's no point in finishing the T's before we play that one.
Can you guess what it is?
Let us know in the comments what you think that last one's going to be. Anyway.
Till then, thanks for watching.